This is going to be a tarot reading for the sign of Cancer. So let's take a look. I have the Five of Swords with the Oracle card of the Rope here. So the Rope talks about promises. It talks about binding contracts. And then the Five of Swords is, well, it's winning at all costs. It is like shady energy. It's shady activities. So there could be a person who is just breaking their promises or is planning to break their promises or made a promise like in bad faith. Maybe they can't keep that promise. Let's see if we can get any more information. So here we have the Nut. This is a promise on what we would start, what we would do, what we would begin, what we would invest, what we would give. Like, I'll give you $10 so you can, $10. Let's say $100. Can't do anything with $10 nowadays. So let's say $100 to start this project you were planning on. But that promise seems to be either in bad faith or, like I said, has the chance of being broke. Let's see what else we get. So on the bottom is Pisces. I think it's more like this person wasn't sure they can keep this promise when they made it. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from Pisces. Let's see what else is on top really quick before I move from the past into the present moment. I like to pull 3 cards. I don't know why. That's just how I do it. So I have Pluto, the number 7, and the Key. Super interesting. The number 7 is like another one of those devious numbers. It has to do with deception. Okay. So it's like secrets and deception, right? The Key in the 7 is secrets and deception. That's immediately what I'm getting. And then with Pluto, it's like it surrounds, it could be a lot of money, power, or things that are hidden. Pluto is all those 3 things. It's money, power, and hidden things, which all have to do with, potentially, this secret, okay? And again, so, and this is all wrapped up in some sort of starting nest egg, okay? That is promised. All right, hopefully you guys put that together. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's move on to the present, because either way, the present's probably gonna shed some light in the recent past. So, where I want to look at, I think, is the position of the heart, because this is gonna, if this tells me how you guys are feeling at the moment, your emotional state, which is also going to clarify who you are in this scenario, whether you are the person who was promised something and lied to, or you're the person who's doing the promising. So let's look. All right, so I have the Queen of Cups with the Oracle card of Mars. This is waiting for someone else to take action. So someone's on the waiting end, someone's on the doing end, right? And I think this has to do with that person keeping their promise. So I think you guys are waiting for somebody to keep their promise. I'm getting a bad vibe on this. I'm almost getting a foreshadowing that they might not, end up keeping their promise, or they may not be able to, but let's keep going. So I'm going to pull just a quick clarifier here to see if there's anything else in this Queen of Cups with Mars. Oh, there we go. So we have the Bridge. The Bridge is, it's usually a moment in time or space, an opportunity where something is easy or possible, right? Where you can cross the bridge makes getting across the river a lot easier. That's the idea here. So we're waiting for the right moment where things are opportune, and you feel like that's what you need to do. You feel like this is the best strategy. Is you want to wait for the best moment. Let me see what else is on top here. So the Coal, the Cat, and the 5 tells me, again, this is referencing the 5 of Swords. What are you waiting for the best moment for? I think you're still giving this person a chance to fulfill their promise, right? And you're waiting to talk about it. You're waiting for this action. You're just giving this person a chance, even though you kind of get the feeling that they may not comply. They may not actually follow through. Let's keep going. So the next position I think I'm going to look at is the Head. This tells me how you guys are thinking about this, your perceptions, plans, how you're just seeing the situation, what your thoughts are, the position of the head. These all of my positions have body part associations, but you'll kind of get that as I go. You'll learn. If you keep watching me repeatedly, you'll kind of learn how I do all my positions. But so we have here the 8 of Pentacles, and we have Gemini. So remember, this is your thought process. What are you guys thinking about? Well, you're thinking about this conversation, this exchange with this person, and you're thinking about the money behind it. You're thinking about the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles, I think this is, in this case, it's a chunk of change. Let me see what else I get here. Pluto, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, power. Pluto, like I was saying, it's power, but what does power translate into? A lot of times it's just money, right? A lot of times money equals power. In this case, I think also on the bottom we have the crown, which is the prize, which is the thing that also kind of gives you that new title, that level up. And then let's see what else. We have honey, we have Neptune, and then Venus here. This is what we want, but might be slightly out of our reach. Okay, it's slightly out of our reach because of Neptune, but we're definitely attracted to it, whether it's just straight up money and we like money, or whether this is like an object or thing that is valuable because Venus is valuable, that we're attracted to, that we want. Okay, let's keep going. So let's take a look at, so this next position here is still in the present, and I'm going to leave the future for last. That's this little pile here. But this pile talks about what you guys are actually up to, what you're doing about this, what you're doing about your situation on your end. So we have the Ten of Pentacles with the cave. Ten of Pentacles with the cave. So Ten of Pentacles with the cave is like, there's a lot of financial complexity to this. This isn't a simple matter. This is a complex financial matter. Like, especially if this has to do with property, that can be a complicated situation that has to do with a lot of documentation, a lot of new things to kind of discover as you go along, because you may not have known all the facts to begin with, right? Once you start the process, it kind of like leads you into more and more discoveries and more knowledge. That's what I'm getting. It's like whatever this prize is, this money, could be property, it's a complicated situation, and you guys are either researching it or you are or you're just discovering like new elements to it. Let me pull more cards. Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles with the cave here. Oh, okay. So we got a lot of cards. It's 4 cards, but that's okay. Let's take a look. So, all right, we have Jupiter, Virgo, the mouth, and then this is the heart. I'm going to start with Virgo because this is, again, talking about all the complexities. There's a lot of details. So, like, for example, let me give you the example of the property. Let's say you're waiting on somebody to fulfill a promise, and this promise was they were going to give you property for some reason, right? There's a lot of paperwork involved. There's a lot of technicalities and legal, like, stuff involved, right? And those are all the details, which is also represented by Virgo. Jupiter is representing the fact that it's a lot, just a lot of details. These kind of go together. A lot of details, Virgo with Jupiter. Now, the other component is that there's a lot of talking that needs to be done too as part of this. There's a lot of talking about what people want, because that's what the heart is. And it could be that this also involves family because of Cancer, and then, you know, that's where the emotions come in too. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So, you know, you're talking about your feelings, you're handling a lot of details. I'm getting that there's money or property involved, families involved, and there's a potential promise hanging. Let's see how, so let's move on to the future. Let's see how this is going to unfold. Now, this is the short-term future. Death speaks of a major change to the situation. The Death card isn't a final end to anything, but it is an irrevocable transformation. Did I say transformation? Sorry, it's Boston accent coming in. Let's pull another card for this. How is this going to transform? We know it's going to transform a lot, but Jupiter also is a benefic, which means it is a sign of like a blessing. It's a sign of something good, and it's a sign that you're getting something. The bread. So the bread is necessity, okay? The bread is need. If this is something you needed, then you're going to be getting it because the situation is going to be changed such that your needs are met, okay? So to further clarify, we have the hammer, we have the 0, and then we have the moon card. This is repairing what is lacking, but it's not even what you don't have. This is on a permanent basis. This is on an ongoing basis. This would be like getting food stamps or something, right? Like, let's say you applied for food stamps and you didn't get it before. I'm using food stamps because I'm like looking right at the bread here, but this would be getting reparations, that's the word. Receiving reparations that are like ongoing for what was lost or what you didn't have, you know, or what was promised you. So yeah, I'm feeling like you will be given what was promised you, but it's almost like it's in installments when you get it. On the bottom, we have the ship. So like I was saying before, in installments, it could be that you don't get it all at the same time. So it's a little bit out of reach with the ship. Let's see what's underneath the ship. The 8. So the 8 tells me that it's not going anywhere, right? It's going to stay right where it is, but it might be a slightly at arm's reach, like I was saying. Maybe you're getting some sort of benefit that's in installments or over time, but it's cut and dry. It is absolutely cut and dry. We have the sword and then we have the torch. It is cut and dry, and you will be receiving this even if it isn't necessarily in the time increment that's to your liking. It's not the when. May not be to your liking. The specifics of how it looks may not be to your liking. I think it's the when. Okay, the when or whatever. I think the when may not be to your liking because I'm looking at Scorpio. We have the I'm getting that all from these cards, guys. So I'm looking at the sword, the torch, the wizard's tower, and then Scorpio. But that's the gist of it. Okay, but it's assured. It's there. I'm gonna pick everything up, and then we're gonna pull quick advice for you guys and see what you guys can do about this. See how you can best navigate through this to your greatest advantage. Okay, so we have here the rabbit, we have the arrow, and then the number 6. Holy crap. Okay, so the arrow and the number 6 is talking about the thing that is going to bring you happiness. It's like a specific thing because you've probably also been thinking about it. It's kind of, it's probably referring to the reading, right? Because it's been kind of the topic at hand. It's been the theme of the moment. It's the thing that's going to bring you happiness. Now, the rabbit, it can be 2 things: abundance, multiplicity, many things. It can also be fear, but I think in this case, it actually is talking about a multitude. So I think it's talking about a lot of money. You guys are getting a lot. You're maybe even more than you expected out of this. Let's see what's on top. We have Capricorn with the hammer and the mind. This is like something long-term. This is some sort of long-term reparation. Long-term reparation. What did I say? Let's pull tarot cards now really quick, and then I'm going to close this out. But this promise, whatever was promised to you, it actually looks like you will get it. 5 of Wands in reverse. Good thing it's in reverse, so you don't even have to fight for it. There's no reason to even make a fuss. Let's see what else we have. We actually got a lot of freaking cards here, but I'm going to read them out. I love it when huge chunks come out because it's almost like a bit of a challenge. So let's take a look here. I'm going to do these in chunks at a time. We have Temperance. We have the 4 of Pentacles and then the 2 of Cups. This tells me, like I was saying before, with the number 8 that showed up in the Oracle cards, because the energies kind of overlap, it's saying, repeating some of this, it's saying it's not going anywhere. But Temperance means little bits at a time, or patience. It also means like some sort of middle ground, right? You may not get the whole amount up front, or all of it right away, or all of it in some shape or form, but it is still guaranteed to you and promised to you. That's shown here by the 2 of Cups with the 4 of Pentacles. So the other cards that we have are the Chariot, the 3 of Swords with the 9 of Pentacles. You did expect to be paid all at once. You did expect to be get some sort of immediate bonus or immediate payout, or you just expected to be paid out immediately for whatever this promise was or thing that you feel promised for. You are going to feel a little bit, like I was saying before, you're not going to be happy about the fact that it's not all immediate, but it is what it is. You can't fight that part of it. And that is the advice here too. The Knight of Pentacles is it is what it is. You just got to wait for it. You just got to wait for it. Yeah. It's a matter of perception in this case. You might even feel like you were unsuccessful, but I feel like the outcome is still pretty good here. The outcome seems good. It's just slower than you wanted. Slower than you wanted. Because the Chariot with the 3 of Swords. Can you even see the 3 of Swords? It might be out of the camera. There we go. Okay, guys. Cancer signs, thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate y'all. I hope you guys got something out of this reading. If this did resonate for you, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know that. Or please press the like button. That does help me out. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys here, and I wish you all the best and a good couple of weeks. Take care.